Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage and another A112 video. So is it finished? No. Is it drivable? Well, actually it should be now. I am now at a stage where I think that I have fixed all of the very critical rust on this car. There is still a lot to go, but the door is now attached to the car again, and the structural rigidity of the car is restored, I believe. And also the engine should be working now. I have fixed the head gasket and I have also done a lot more to this engine. It is pretty much close to a complete rebuild actually. So it should be able to run and drive now. Yeah, and it would be wise to fix all of the rust. And it's not that I have lost motivation in this project. Well, maybe a little bit. I am growing a little bit tired of the rust in this car, but I think that is mainly due to the fact that I don't have something else to balance it with at the moment. I am looking for another project. Either way, I have decided to actually put this car back together because in my country, I have at least 4 to 5 months where the roads are salted to prevent icing. That means that cars like these are really going to hurt if you drive them. I tend to do it a little bit still, but I don't think I'm going to do it with this one. Therefore, it's a bit of a shame to waste all the summer and then have it finished when the winter comes. So I am going to fit everything to this car and then enjoy it for a while. Drive it and remember why I have it, because I have already taken a test drive. This car is so amazingly fun to drive. It is still breaking in the engine, so I'm not revving it that much, but the steering and all that, it's an amazing car to drive. So I want to drive it. And another thing is, when I fit the body kit, you can actually not see any rust on it. I still have to fix, or I still need to fix the rear wheel arches and some minor rust in the bottom end of the car. But I will do that in the winter. One thing, I would like to actually enjoy the car. And another thing is, I think I will need to find some rear wheel arch repair panels for the car because it's a bit too complicated for me to make. So either I will have to practice, get some better tools, or find some panels to repair it with. So today I'm gonna fit all the plastic trim and all that, and then this car should be ready to go again. One of the main reasons why this car even exists today is due to these wheel inner liners of plastic. This car has, as far as I know, been a daily driver for all its life. It's been in my country at least 15 years, I think. There's actually a lot of story on this car, but I can tell you about that another day. But as far as I know, it has been driven and used, and the guy I bought it back from has been using it daily all winter and all that, and still it is rusty, of course, but it is not at all as bad as you would expect from a car, a Lancia, that is known to rust and has been protected, but not very much, and it's just been used. But plastic inner liners, a lot of old cars didn't have them, and when you drove around on the road and stones were thrown into the wheel arch, it would chip the paint and then the rust would start. But if it hits this plastic protection, then that wouldn't happen. So this is a massive upgrade if you want your car not to rust that much. On the other hand, because you have this plastic liner, you're not able to see if rust develops. So if you have them, I would advise to just sometimes take them off and check the backside, because suddenly one day you go to the MOT station and the MOT man just removes a bit of the plastic and then the entire car is gone. So a plastic wheel liner is very good at protecting, but also very good at hiding problems. But I'm gonna fit it again. One thing though is this plastic can hold moisture and mud against the wheel arch, the metal wheel arch, and that will make it rust. So it's not all good, but it is a massive improvement. So now I'm gonna fit the plastic trim out here, and right there is some holes that the screws is supposed to go into. and original. It's these small plastic thingies that clips into the hole, and then the screw can go into the plastic bit. But it's brittle and unusable. So what I'm going to do is to use one of these. Just slide it over the edge, like so. That makes it possible to use one of these balls inside of here, like this. Then we can click that on, like that. And between the wheel arch and the front bumper, there is this rubbery part that needs to be fitted. Maybe I will have to take the screw out once again to actually have the room for it. Like that. Like this. The next trim piece, and yes, I should have cleaned it, but I haven't, is going to be fitted right here. Also, I'm gonna paint this black in the winter, I think. But not today. Like this. And then there should be a lot of self-tapping screws that fits into here. Like this. Then there's the top one. Some of you can maybe remember that when I took out the engine, I tore up this boot on the steering rack, and I have forgot to change it while the engine was out, because that would have been a little bit easier, but it needs to be changed because there's grease and some oil in there that drips out, and it will destroy the steering rack, and also it will smell quite badly when it drips on the exhaust. So I am going to fix that today. What I'm going to do is to remove the steering knuckle or steering joint, and then take it off, counting the revolutions, because then when I put it back on, I will turn it the same amount of times, and then it should be the same alignment. That is the theory, at least. So let's try to do that. First we need to release this. It's pretty nice to work on this car. For some reason it really should not be, because it has been driving so much in the snow, but everything is nice and easy to work on. Yeah, this seems about right. And then just let's hope it doesn't destroy the rubber boot. Oh, I was just going to add a little bit of tension and then giving it a whack, but now it's released. So that was easy, very easy, actually. Then I'm going to release this nut in here. That was easy as well. So now I'm just gonna take this one off, counting the revolutions needed to take it off. 1, 2, 3, you get the point. 19. And it still is like that. Let's fit the new one. I can reuse these clamps. They're quite clever. It's a bit difficult when I can't really see anything. This part would have been easier without the engine in place, but not much to do about it right now. I'm not gonna take the engine out for this, and of course I can do it without, but sometimes you just have to take it a bit slower than I do to remember all the stuff that is nice to do before putting an engine in. Well, it's not always that things goes as planned. Actually, I think it's more often the case that it doesn't. But that is just how it is when working on old stuff. I have been struggling quite a long time with the boot up here. Can you see it? Where is it? It's right there. I had a hard time getting it over the first bump right there. I could actually take that off, but I didn't. But I got it over, and then I had to put it on. And then I had to put it over this sleeve, and then I ripped it. The size is just, it's a very tight fit. And I tried gently with a small pick to get it over, and that was not a very good idea, so I ripped it. Therefore, I'm not going to be able to do this today, unfortunately. Lucky for me, I can get this part locally, so it won't be a long while before I can fit it. But this will actually end the progress for today at least. And this also means that this video is going to stop for now, because I will have to wait on that part and fit that, and then fit the rest of it. Next video hopefully will be fitting all the rest of the parts. I might do that off camera, but then we're going to change the oil, because I have been driving this car a little bit, and it's time to change the oil and the oil filter again, and then I should be able to actually begin to use the rev range. At the moment I haven't exceeded 4,000, and I've been very slowly giving it more and more revs, but it's about time to get the right kind of oil in, the right filter or new filter, and then slightly beginning to raise the revs. This car likes to rev, and the sound it's making when it revs is so nice. So I can't wait for that. This is going to be all for now, but let's take a look at all the stuff on the car that I have actually fixed and what needs to be done. I have fitted most of the body kit over at this side. As you can see, I still have some rusty bits I have to fix. I might do that hole over there before putting the body kit on, but behind here, there's just as much rust as always. That needs to be fixed, but I will do that in the winter, I think. Now this car just needs to live again. Inside of the car, it is a mess. It's really a mess, because I didn't really cover stuff up when I did all the rust repairs. So there's a lot of metal dust in here, and it needs to be cleaned out. The seats in this car is in pretty good condition, except the driver's seat, and there's nothing much I can do about that, because I can't seem to get the fabric anywhere. So I'm not going to do anything about that at the moment. As you can see, I have painted the fender over here as well. It's the same as the other side, that the color match is not perfect, but it is working. Do keep in mind that this is clean at the moment and painted. This is covered in dust and needs a polish. I think it will blend together a little bit better than it does at the moment when that is done. But I don't think it's that bad at all. There is a difference, but it's not bad. So soon this Abarth is going to be driving again. I really could use a new exhaust system, but that is expensive. So that is, I'm going to have to need one soon, I think, actually. Maybe I can make something myself. Anyway, that's not what we're going to take a look at today. But anyway, this is going to be all for now. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.